slightly different tack. My name's Dorothy Jackson. I lived in Haywood, closer. Haywood for 40 years.
Did you go to Siddlemore?
I went to Siddlemore. Who planted you there? Planted him there. I was a teacher all of those years. I taught in Rochdale, Oldham, Bury, Bolton. I started my career in Hullin in Middleton, and I worked there, and on a Friday afternoon, after a hard week's graft, we used to gather in a pub in Haywood, and a lot of the teachers who gathered with me were actually teachers from Norden, the special school in Norden. Myrtleview, was it called? I forget what it was called anyway. Knowlview. And we used to have this conversation in 1972, and we knew what was going on then. Cyril Smith used to come into the conversation, and as previous speakers have said, we knew what he was doing to those children. But obviously we were teachers, we were young, and we did nothing. And so I moved on then to 2000. If we move on to the year 2000, and we had a pub in Haywood, and the pub was only up the road from the kebab house. And again, we were aware of what was going on, but we didn't do anything about it, except we started becoming more active, protesting against the media, against the police, and we joined UKIP because that was our sort of way to do something. So we went to Manchester, we went to London, we went to Salford, outside the BBC in Salford, to protest against their bias, if you like, their bias. And so we were doing. That's where we started. That's what we were doing. Anyway, while we were living in Haywood, the house down the road housed young, vulnerable girls in care who had been shipped up from down south because it was far cheaper to house them in Haywood and Rochdale and Oldham than down south. So you had these young, vulnerable children on the streets of Haywood and being groomed by the grooming gang. Obviously, we didn't do anything about it. We knew what was going on. So we take it a step further from there, and we get now to we're still here supporting other people. And today I've made it my business to stand up and be counted. This is the first time I've stood in front of people and done a speech.
You're doing great.
Well done.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. What a wonderful child. You can come
Take a
out.
picture of that guy. He brought copies out for everyone.
Yeah.
Take a picture of him or someone.
Anyway, I've replaced a hat. This hat has been to many places.
Speak to him.
The last place it went to, Phil, was down Llanelli, where I ruined my hat, and I've had to replace my hat.
Legend.
So the point is,
legend.
I came here to
This guy's
tell
brought copies
people
out for everyone.
to go
The
forward
business, you know
and
what I mean?
do what you can.
Legend.
We have to
Absolute
fight
legend.
on many different fronts. But if we do nothing, it's the children. And please read the posters on there. I've taken hours to do it. You can see I was a teacher. I've taken hours to do it. Please read that. It's the kids we've got to do it for.
Yes.
And I'm thanking all the people who are standing up and fighting this corruption at the top. It's not a war against China. It's not a war against Iran. It's a war against the people at the top who are making the money. So I'm leaving that with you, Rochdale, and thanks everybody for coming and keep up the good work.
Well said, love, well said.
Thank you.
I was going to say about the time bar, I know nothing about it.
Hi everybody. We in Scotland do have no limit on our time bar, and I fought for it. And cut long story short, we do have the Scottish Boots Inquiry. We do the exposing on every level. Judges, nuns, priests, we expose it.
Right. Next thing is, a lot of these don't ken about this law. I was listening to some guy that sexually abused my daughter's nephew. Now, the law is now, I found out, actually stands in England. If somebody sexually abuses a child from the age of 13 to 16, they drop this serious sexual assault to assault with an older child, which is a lesser charge. We need that changed.
Worldwide!
Under 16, they should be charged with sexual abuse. End of. Scotland also need Claire's law, Sarah's law and Michelle's law brought into force in Scotland. We do not have this either. English law is a wee bit better than ours. Right. Also, we also found out, the next day...
See, that's the English, that.
Right, I'm going to do. We also found out that paedophiles, once they come out of court, they're allowed to change their name by default, change their birth certificates, change their doctors by name, passports, then when they get into new relationship, you check that paedophile's name by his new name, not a thing comes up so your child's in danger. This also happens in England and we need this changed. John Lawrence is going to help try and get these things changed also. So everybody needs to work together and pull together and start getting people in these seats so we can get